Hello and welcome. I'm Madhuri, and every Sunday I publish helpful videos about academics, career, and self development. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do that now. In today's Careers 101 video, we're going to discuss something of a unique career option, which is called executive training or training in general for soft skills. Although I have trained people on a volunteer basis or as an extracurricular initiative, I do know someone who is into this field full time. She is a Dale Carnegie certified trainer and a silver medalist from the Indian Society of Training and Development. She started off her career as a consultant, wherein she got the opportunity to be a technical trainer, but then she soon took a career pivot to become a soft skills mentor and has now been in the training industry for over 3 years. Let's hear it from Aishwarya Chandrasekaran. Hi Aishwarya, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thanks, Madhuri. Such a pleasure.
So, in this collab video, I wanted to talk and touch upon the career aspect of executive training or training in general. And you are one of the few people whom I have known who has pivoted their career and gotten into training after doing something else earlier in their career. So, how did you decide that you want to become a trainer?
So, right from my school, college, and even in my career, I always felt inspired by the people who used to come and train us. People used to come and give these motivational talks and public speaking sessions. And I never knew why I was inspired by them. I always felt that, yes, they seem to be someone who are like my idol. But I think the dots connected eventually when I joined Toastmasters in 2015. And it gave me an opportunity to explore myself and understand what I really like doing. So slowly, I think that's what made me realize that training is something which I'd like to pursue as a career.
Right. And this is something that we had actually discussed with Anisha in one of our collab videos, how to pivot your career in a direction that you really enjoy doing. So I'm really glad that you are also doing the same thing. And this is just for other people out there that they can do this as well. Because you did not have any formal education or a prior experience to get into training. So how did you navigate this shift?
Once I decided that I want to become a trainer, I believe qualification matters. So I did quit my full-time job, and I believe that only if I take this up as a full-time career option, that's when I give my 100% to it. And I did my diploma in training and development from the Indian Society of Training and Development, and that's when I was qualified enough to train people to understand the concepts and to help them grow.
That is such an important point, to be qualified before you are trying to get into that industry to build your credibility. And I think that is one advice that both of us should give to people if they are looking to evaluate whether training is for them. Look for some courses online or offline, get into the zone and figure out whether this is something that you are enjoying to be able to decide whether training industry is for you. So, Aishwarya, what are the different training projects that one takes up as a trainer? What does a typical project look like from start to end?
There are many type of projects that trainers take up, but if I had to tell you about a typical end-to-end project, maybe step by step, it starts off with needs. Sit down and understand the client's requirements. We try and give suggestions, additional requirements which could, be hidden, and all these kind of conversations happen. So this helps us come and get things into perspective as to what is it that we want to do next. Next, also we try and see what kind of audience we are, dealing with. What kind of background they come from? Are they people who have 20 years of experience? Are they people who are just in the industry? And what is the kind of learning methodology they might like? Because some people might like virtual, some people might outbound, some people might like instructor led. There are a lot of methodologies. Once that is done, we try to understand from the client what is the kind of deliverables they want. Like let's say certain clients want a year-long training, divided into certain, say 12 or 15 trainings. Some clients may want a month-long, a week-long, or a day, one-day training. So depending on that, what kind of deliverables they want? Is it just, one PPT that they want, or is it a series of, resources they want from the trainer as such? Then, of course, the execution happens in whichever platform that is. And after the execution, people think that, okay, that's all a trainer does. Once the trainer comes, gives a session, and that's all, tata. That's not what happens. In fact, after that, I believe is something which shows the credibility of a trainer as to how you evaluate the session, whether the audience has understood, whether you have impacted, or is there some gap? And even if there is a gap, how are you planning to bridge it? What are the kind of follow-up sessions you're planning to do, or how are you planning to lend a helping hand to the audience? So the evaluation and follow-up is also a very integral part, and this is how typically a project looks like.
So it requires a lot of people management, discussions, talking to people, understanding their needs, analysis. What are some of the skills, the core skills that you think are absolutely necessary for someone to be a trainer and something that you employ day to day in and out as a trainer?
Yeah. So, in fact, Madhuri, you just said that, it's people management and communication skills. I think if we just say communication skills, sometimes people feel it's like such a common skill that people are talking about these days. But I believe it's still so difficult to have that skill and display it in your career. And that's why I would still say that communication is the key in for everybody, but for a trainer, it's the key in the everyday life, because you have to communicate with different clients, different vendors, try to understand them, try to put your point as well, and also you need to become a brand, because when you are a trainer, you are talking as a brand. You're no more just an ordinary person. So that's when communication comes into picture. Second thing, if I have to say, which I believe is so very important and is something which is very, very true when it comes to a trainer, is the ability to assess employees, or ability to assess anybody. Like if you have to, if you need to be emotionally intelligent to understand what are the other person's requirement, to kind of go into their shoes and see what kind of challenges they're facing, the issues they are coming up with. So if you cannot give attention to detail, then probably this is a difficult career for you, because this involves a lot of it. And third thing, which is like evident in all professions, but even more evident for trainers, is consistent learning, because there is so much changing this world. And then there is Google. We still need trainers, because they are people who can make things easy for you. So, you have to learn that ability to keep learning and keep growing, so that you facilitate your sessions well.
So let's talk a little bit about these clients that you keep referring to. How do you source these clients? And once someone is a trainer, how can they go about doing this?
That's a good question, Madhuri. In fact, there are different options when you have chosen training as a career. Number one, you can become a freelance trainer. So when you become a freelance trainer, as I said, showing yourself as a brand is even more important, because you are a brand, you are an organization as such, as a whole, and you are the one who's going to establish the network. So when you're a freelance trainer, it becomes very important for you to be part of these organizations which meet up every month. If I had to name some of them, one is National HRD, NHRD. So they meet up at different, meetings. They have different meetings every month. There is this ISTD chapter, Indian Society of Training and Development. There is a chapter. There are also L&D chapters for every city, which is very active. So that is one way to establish your network and grow as a freelance trainer.
So let's say someone is doing all of this month on month, year on year. What are the different growth options available for a trainer? What does the ladder look like for promotion and growing more in your field?
If I had to say the rate of growth, that could be a little slow in the training industry. The reason is because mostly you have very experienced trainers, who take the senior most position, and that's always because of their experience and because of the kind of knowledge they can share. So no doubt that it takes a long time to reach the top position. But of course, if you ask me what kind of positions one can take once they choose training as a career, they could start off as an L&D trainee, as an L&D coordinator, where they manage more of the administrative part of L&D. They could also then grow to become an L&D manager, um, where they handle a small team. They could become an L&D training consultant, where they start taking trainings and do some internal communication trainings, external communication trainings, etc. And then they grow on to become a senior L&D manager or senior head, L&D head. So that's how usually the ladder looks like in a corporate world, especially for training.
Let's talk a little bit about your role as a soft skills mentor. So, what do you do day in and day out as a soft skills mentor for an educational institute?
So, as a soft skills mentor, I basically interact with students. I conduct classes for them where we actually prepare them and groom them to become better professionals and to get better prepared for the placements and for interviews, etc. So it's a whole 1 year course that we have in different four courses, and we help them with different aspects of communication, personality development, placements, interviews, and every small aspect that will help them become a better professional globally. So that's how we do it with the students. What happens is, Madhuri, when you are so passionate about something, I feel that it connects the dots so beautifully, and that it brings you to a situation where you start realizing why this actually happened. So the reason I'm saying this is because I always wanted to make an impact for students, and I'm really passionate about that because they are the ones who are really looking forward to it more than any other professional.
And I think that's really noble and important for us to do for the future generations. I mean, I don't want to sound old, but yes, communication does make a lot of difference. Soft skills do make a lot of difference in career growth of people. So kudos to you for doing this for other people. Any advice for someone who is just starting out as a trainer?
My only advice would be like that comes from my own experience. Like, although I don't want to sound too old, like just you said, because I am not very old in this industry, but there are a couple of things that I have learned, and one is to be very hardworking in the beginning, especially because this is not going to be a cakewalk, especially because this industry is ruled by very experienced people, and as a person who's amateur and who's very novice in this industry, there are chances that you might not really be able to make a recognition for yourself. So you really need to work hard. You really need to have this attitude of never give up and keep talking to people, keep approaching for help, keep connecting with a lot of people, both online and offline, and just be at it and keep giving your best. The journey might be tough. It's going to be long, but it will surely be very enriching.
And I think that is true for almost any career, right? You have to be patient. You have to continue to grow and learn, and you should definitely never give up. It is always just a game of patience. So,
Exactly.
thank you so much for all of the insights, Aishwarya. It was lovely talking to you. Do you want to give it a go to ask our viewers to subscribe to my channel?
Absolutely. Hey everyone, I think all of you should subscribe and listen to Madhuri Varma's channel and all her lovely videos. They are super inspiring, super encouraging, and motivating. So please like this video and subscribe to her channel.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Guys, we really hope that you enjoyed this conversation and had some concrete takeaways on deciding whether you want to be a trainer. And we hope that we gave you some idea as to what the training role looks like and how you can get into the training industry. If you do have any questions, please put them in the comments section, and I'm sure Aishwarya will be more than happy to answer them. And I'll try to answer them as much as I can. You can follow Aishwarya on her LinkedIn account, and you can follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn. I've mentioned all the links in the description box. Here's Aishwarya, and I'm wishing you all the very best for your training career journey and everything that you are hoping to achieve for yourself. Thank you so much for watching.